My name is Andrew Bennett. I work for International Studies Abroad, ISA. We are a study abroad organization based out of Austin, Texas. And what we do is facilitate study abroad programs for U.S. college students that want to go spend a semester or a quarter or a summer or even a full academic year in another country outside the U.S. So what I do with ISA is I go around to different U.S. campuses. I usually speak a lot from my own experience. It's something that I did my junior year of college, and it really kind of gave my life a 180. I became a much more focused student. It gave me a chance to just kind of get away from everything and to really focus on just growth, really kind of have some time to think about what I really wanted to do with my life. I grew up in Houston, Texas, and in Texas from a very young age you're constantly exposed to the Spanish language, to Mexican culture, Honduran culture, El Salvadorian culture. And so I always developed this affinity for the Spanish language. I took Spanish in high school. I used to work at a restaurant where I got to kind of speak with some of the guys there. And when I got to college, I realized that that's something that I really wanted to learn more and even try to master. And that kind of led me to looking into study abroad programs. And then because of that love for Spanish, then I started looking into Spain. And I'd never lived by the ocean or by the beach before, so that kind of brought me to Barcelona, and it had sort of the big city vibe that I was looking for. So my junior year of college, I ended up taking off for 2 semesters and going and taking classes at the University of Barcelona. I've played music my entire life. I picked up a guitar when I was 8 years old, so when I got to Barcelona, the first thing I wanted to do was find other musicians to connect with. So I ended up putting an ad up on Craigslist in Barcelona saying, American singer looking for band. I got a bunch of responses back, and I ended up taking this invitation to go meet these guys at a rehearsal space to kind of have a jam session. Now, I'd never really spent much time outside the US before, so I had kind of a narrow perspective on what music was outside of the United States. And so in my head, I'm walking into this jam session thinking, well, sure, these guys are flamenco musicians because they're Spanish and everyone plays flamenco in Spain. And I walk in the door, and these guys have got long hair and beards, wearing tight jeans and cool looking clothes, and they're playing Fender Stratocasters and Marshall half-stack amplifiers. And I'm just like, what kind of music do you guys play? And they're like, we're into Texas blues. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me, I'm from Texas. And they're like, no way. Do you know Stevie Ray Vaughan? Of course I know Stevie Ray Vaughan. That was the first song that I learned was Texas Flood by Stevie Ray Vaughan. And that's how you really make connections with people in different cultures, is through the things that you're passionate about. Because then it's not about your citizenship. It's just about what gets you going, what gets you excited, what makes you feel like you're living. And that's a feeling that I think goes across all cultures. In every single country, you'll always find that. And that was this, this first really pleasant surprise, was that, hey, these guys are the exact same music that I'm into. And so we ended up jamming, we ended up playing together, and over the course of that year in Barcelona, I became best friends with these guys. Don't be afraid if you don't know another language. Don't be afraid if you've never been to this country before. Just focus on the things that you know, look for people that share that same energy, and you'll make those connections and you'll have that incredible cultural experience without really even trying, if you just kind of focus on the things that you're passionate about.